Hi everyone, we are live. All right, so sorry about the difficulty. We tried to go live with Zoom as promised. We did do a test before and it worked, but we only know if it works when we go live, and it didn't in the end for some reason. So we've decided to do it the old-fashioned way and go live using a different system straight into the Facebook group. So sorry to everyone that has been waiting. Cece is ready. She's, you know what? I should have worn my pajamas too, because I can go straight to. It is the evening here in Australia, and for everyone, most of you guys are overseas, so we're doing this for you, right, Cece?
Yes, enjoy it.
Cece had a long day at work. I've had a long day being trapped in the house, so.
I was the opposite.
All right, I hope you all are well. I'm just going to quickly make sure we are live in the group. Just to double check. Yes, we are. Okay, so just come and say hello, and let us know where you are tuning in from. We're going to get started straight ahead because we've been for the past 20 minutes trying to figure out how to work this until we gave up. So let's get started. What will happen is we'll go through, there's quite a bit of submissions this time around. So let's try and keep it at the half an hour time so no one gets bored. And what we'll do is we actually have, let me see how much. We have about 10 people. So what we'll do is we'll do one from each person. I usually give members up to 3 images to submit, but I'll just randomly choose one out of those 3 for each person. And then we can get started. So Cece, you can start. I'll quickly go and share our screen. And let's have a look. All right, so how do I share now? I'm just figuring everything out as I go. Okay, so let's have a look. Because there's 2 of us, usually I use this, but only with me. So let's have a look. No. All right, here we go.
There's even subtitling.
Yeah, I know.
For live.
I know.
Awesome.
Okay. So
There's a lag. Lagging?
Is it lagging?
Yeah, there's a bit of lagging.
Can you not hear me properly?
I can, but I can't see the image yet.
You can't see the image.
Have you shared your screen?
No. 1 second.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to use Zoom and other things so you can see the image. Can you see it now on your end?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pick. We have Sumath. I think that's how you pronounce your name. So from Live 21 Studios, and I'm going to click on this image. She wants some advice on lighting, posing, and wrapping. So pretty much the whole lot.
Okay.
So just briefly, if you can just have a look at the image and we'll just feedback. That's what I usually do. Just give them rough feedback and what to even put on. Okay.
I'll have to.
I sound terrible, don't I? All right. So can you see that now? It will lag a little bit.
Still seeing a spreadsheet.
Yep.
It's coming up. Surprise me.
It's a cute image.
It's loading.
Love the props.
It looks like Harry Potter going on here.
So she wanted feedback on lighting, posing, and wrapping.
The lighting, I like the dramatic style of that lighting. But the thing is, the baby's head is tilted against the lights too much. I would tilt the baby's head face towards the light so that at least 2/3 of his face is being lit up. That is the comment. Oh, and also the lighting is a bit harsh, I think, because from the shadow point of view, it's very, very harsh.
So you mean the other side?
Shadow below, yeah, the other side below the bed.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know what lighting she was using, but if it was a diffuse light and the bounced light and a large umbrella, it wouldn't look like that. So I suppose it might be a smaller light. So if you can change to a larger diffuser or even using natural light, a large window diffused with a sheer curtain, just make the light softer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and then in terms of the wrapping, I would say it's okay, but I want to see the hands, the fingers, so that we have a sense of hands and the baby's body, just the way how you frame the picture. First thing it comes to my eyes is the body, right? The baby's body looks bigger than the face, and it's very distractive. So I would
So when you first
tilt
look at
my
the
camera
image,
angle.
you look straight at the body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So my camera angle would be from the head shooting down, rather than from the body towards the face.
It almost looks like just almost up the nose sort of shot, right?
Yeah, it's not up the nose, but the body is closer to the camera compared to the face.
Okay.
That makes the body looks big and being distractive. And the wrapping is still, I think, needs practicing. Probably it's a problem of the stretch. I don't know if it's a stretch fabric or just a non-stretch fabric. But the shape, the body shape doesn't look perfect to me. I'm very particular with the body shape.
You're very picky. So Cece's very picky. That's why she's like perfection.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've seen her rapping. No, I thought she was someone else because I've seen some of my members where they start and where they are. And to me, for someone, depending how long this member has been, obviously, I always like to judge based on, their experience. Like sometimes I can still do a really crap rap because of the baby and I just want to get those shots and out of the way. But yeah, I agree. And you did touch on something. It's the wrap sometimes. And that looks like, I used to have scarves with that material. So that looks like a scarf sort of material, don't you think, Cece? So I think, you would agree with me that wraps are so important, and the stretchier they are, the more flexible and you can mold the baby.
The easier you mold the baby. Yeah.
Okay.
And you get struggle and you get so frustrated and you thought you were doing something wrong, but not. You gotta use this
It makes a huge difference.
material. Yeah.
Everyone asks me, the common question I get, oh, what should I buy? Props, I need this. I'm like, invest in wraps and make sure they're good because that's what will improve your wrapping. Because people give up using stuff that's not going to help them. So yeah, definitely wraps.
Yeah, I can't make the magic with non-stretchy fabric to wrap the baby round. Yeah, so there we go. If you haven't invested in a proper wrap, do that and chuck the shit out.
Yeah. There you go, people. Chuck it all out. That's what I did. I've still got wraps from day one. I'm like, how did I even used to wrap babies? No wonder. It was terrible. So, and if you think that you see, photographers wrap with all that nice stuff and you think, how do they wrap? It's actually, they do a base wrap at the bottom and then you can wrap with whatever material to make it have a bit of texture. So, but you wouldn't use those textured wraps, just like that scarf one from the base right until the final wrap. I would have used that on top of, say, a skin colored wrap. So that way it just gives it a nice, look in the end rather than it be the base wrap. So that's important.
Yeah. A perfect photo is so important.
Yeah.
Anyway, move on.
Let's move on. So Cecile from Cecile Photography. All right. Is this angle okay? So let's have a look. Chime in.
My voice isn't audible, someone is saying.
Audio?
Yeah. What does that mean? It says, Sissy, your voice isn't audible.
Michelle's sound is good. Oh, they said I'm good. You told me before that I wasn't. Cece was telling me
My sound is terrible. Someone's saying struggling to hear me.
Sound is terrible, Cece. Oh no.
Hang on.
See,
You can hear me well, don't
I can hear
you?
you well. Yeah, that's odd. Maybe guys flicker out of the group and come back in. I think try that. Or Cece,
Is it my problem?
do you have anything else open that's echoing? Maybe.
I've got Zoom. I'll quit that.
So this, listen up. This will be recorded. So my computer records it. So if you want to hear back anything, it records the actual good audio that I can hear. So don't stress. I think we should just keep going. Don't stress. You can hear it back later. And yeah, and you can watch it, I guess, there, because or else we're gonna, yeah.
It's a bit better now.
It's a bit better now, but it was static before. Okay, could be connection if it's static then. Thank you, Sharon.
Thanks, Sharon.
All right. So, what was the question for this image? Angle, was it? Yeah, is angle okay? Okay, so the angle.
She's saying my voice is cracking.
No, I can hear you properly. Oh, voice is cracking. Okay, it's connection or it's their connection. Either.
Right, I have full connection here.
So do I. Okay, let's just continue. This will be recorded.
I'll carry on. If it's too bad,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, they can watch the re-recording, I guess.
Okay.
Do our best. We don't want to spend too much time doing this.
Yeah.
Anyway, unless we end it. Okay, so with the angle, with this angle, I think it's a bit maybe for me. This is another thing. Every photographer will shoot differently, and I always say this. What I say, Cece might not shoot that way. What Cece says, or the way she shoots angles and things like that, I might not shoot that way. So I think that's what makes us different from each other. But when starting out, I really think that you have to sort of understand the fundamentals and then sort of develop your own, angles and whatnot that you like. So with this, I would have pulled myself back a little bit and shot, unless, or, zoomed out or whatever you've done. First of all, the only thing I notice is his leg is cut off. So always in your images, unless you're taking a close-up of the face, try not to cut any limbs. So any hands, fingers, half of the head. That's what I try and do. I try not to cut off any feet. So I would have pulled back for that in that case, so I can get the rest of the foot, so the ankle. And I would have sort of, when I look, I'm sort of seeing more of the hat as well. So I would have maybe moved myself back and turned more towards the face. So the first thing I see, just like what Cece was saying before about the baby in the bed, the first thing she saw was the middle of the body, in the middle there. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the forehead when I'm looking. I know the forehead isn't far from the eyes, but that's what I can see. So if you move yourself back and just move towards a little bit of an angle so you're getting the face, if that's what you want to shoot. And when I photograph baby on, I think that's on a beanbag or some sort of prop with a blanket, I like to get on a, always shoot back like I said, but like to get on an angle a little bit. So either I'm shooting from a little bit of a higher angle or a lower angle, but because you don't want to move the baby as well. So I would have positioned his head a little bit higher so that I'm getting his head and then his body throughout the sort of background of the image, so it flows nicely rather than just bluntly straight. So, but all this stuff we can talk about, but I guess it takes practice, right? So if you can just practice for now to pull out his arm from underneath his head so you can see it more, and try not to cut off any of his sort of body parts when you're shooting. What do you think, Cece?
I agree. I wouldn't crop
I wouldn't crop
the baby's body part, unless I was doing a close up.
Close up. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you do close up, then you only focus on the face, that part.
Lucy, are you live on Instagram? Busted. Busted. I got a notification.
I was sneaking. I didn't realize everyone noticed.
Oh gosh, I love you. All right, well, I'm on Instagram.
Let's say hi to everybody on Facebook.
Hi, everyone.
Sorry, we're doing a live image critique with Rochelle.
Well, that's to everyone. All right, guys, let's move on to the next.
Okay, I'll have to carry on.
We talk a lot, so we can go on for ages.
Yeah.
God, I'm scared to cough now because everyone here thinks if you cough, you have corona.
I've got 46 audience. That's fine.
Oh,
Not a huge.
All right, let's go on to Erica from Erica Charlene Photography. So this image, she wants angle, posing. Any advice is helpful. This was an outdoor session. Baby was very touchy and over 6 weeks old. None of my newborn outfits fit, so mum put her in a regular onesie and I wrapped. Okay, let's have a look.
Hi, Bernie.
I've never done an outdoor shoot for a newborn.
So let's see.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting. We're waiting for the photo to load up. There's a lagging.
Yes.
Bear with us. So anyone, if you're interested, we are from what's it called? Hang on. The Newborn Photographers Society. Join Rochelle.
Join me.
Yes, join Rochelle if you want to be critiqued with your images, and you can get access to a ton of workshop videos we did previously.
This is how you grow a business. You multitask.
Multitasking and multi-promotional.
I'm literally doing the dishes and I'm like multitasking, or I'm vacuuming and I've got my phone in one hand. I'm both multitasking. You got to multitask. All right. So what do you think?
Okay. Let's critique. It's my turn, you guys.
So pretty much everything, I guess.
I like that backdrop, actually. I've got the same one, the exact same backdrop. My advice would be the lighting. The light ratio, it's kind of flat here. I would reinforce the light. I suppose the light was coming from the left side, but it's not strong. Like it looks like almost very flat, like it could come from every angle, from everywhere. If you have lights coming from the other directions and you couldn't make the room darker, try something to block the light, like putting a black piece of foam or anything, just block the light from where you don't want the light to come in. Yeah, that was. Did she ask about any particular things she wants me to point out, or
angle, posing, any advice is helpful.
Okay.
It was an outdoor session. She did say the baby was touchy, like as in I think unsettled.
Yeah.
An outfit, so she wrapped it. She was wearing a onesie. I actually like the way she's wrapped her though, even though she's wearing the onesie.
Yeah, it's good.
Doesn't outdoor to me though.
It's nice. The wrapping is okay, but it's just, to me, again, being picky. Do you want to bring up the
the leg?
Yeah. Being picky, I'll just carry on from my memory. Being picky, the thing that underneath the knit wrap, you can see through whatever is underneath, try to hide it. I think that was the nappy or something. And there's an outfit underneath.
She's wearing a onesie.
Onesie? Yeah, I would take it off. Because the point of using the knit wrap is to see the baby's body, like part of the baby's body, the skin. You don't want to cover the skin if using that. It's pointless if you use a knit fabric over a onesie. Apart from that, the wrapping is fine. The posing, I would again tilt the face towards the light because if the light was from the left side, I would tilt the other way, not towards the dark side.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, that is my advice. Oh, and also if the bowl is round, I wouldn't pose the baby in a straight line. I would just tilt the head so that the baby's overall shape fits into the bowl.
Like curled in, right?
Yeah, curled in rather than being a straight
Mm.
line. Yeah, I would pose a baby like that in a triangle, a rectangle basket.
Yeah. Or an
Yeah,
oval, maybe. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Rectangular. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And another thing, a lot of new photographers get wrong is when they get a round bowl, they forget to create like a dip because some bowls aren't very
Yeah.
deep. So you got
Yeah.
to create a dip with your fur, whatever you're using, so it's easier to mold the baby in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, and the styling I would point out
Mm.
is if you were using the gray and pink backdrop in this case, you would want to relate the background in terms of the accessories colors. Here you've got the beige, the white, and probably the pink is the only thing that relates to the background.
Mm.
And other than that, you didn't have any gray because the majority of your background has a gray, but you don't have any gray on the baby. So I would use something that could relate to the background.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. So Rashita, from Rashita Seti Photography. So this image, whenever I use more pink shades in the setup, even when I adjust the white balance accordingly, I don't feel the image is perfect. Should I better go for natural lighting? Well, maybe you can help me with this one because you do. I've never used any type of lighting apart from natural light. So do you want to do this one? I can do the next one. You can chime in on the lighting because a lot of photographers as well, I don't know if you experience this, Cece, but they get confused. Like, is natural light better or is, strobe or any type of flash photography, or is it better? And some people can't use natural light, or some don't even know how to use natural light, like, artificial light. So, yeah, can you give feedback first, I guess, with your experience on lighting, and then I'll talk about natural light with this one?
So with that one,
So she wants to know specifically, um,
did she say she used natural
yeah,
light?
pink shades? No. She said, whenever I use more pink shades in the setup, even when I adjust the white balance accordingly, I don't feel like the image is perfect. Should I better go for natural lighting? I think she means she doesn't,
Nothing.
yeah, the image is perfect because of the light.
Mm.
Yeah.
We can't make a huge difference with just within the temperature, the lighting temperature itself. If you messed up your light temperature, you could always fix that in Photoshop,
Mm.
or to a certain extent, of course. But you can't mess up a picture just because of the lighting, the light temperature.
Mm.
I mean, with that image, did she use studio light, strobe, or
Yeah,
can?
I don't know what exactly she used, doesn't say, but it looks like some studio light. Can,
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with the temperature, the light temperature. If it's an straight out of camera shot, that is perfect to me.
I
The light in terms of light temperature.
I think this, by looking at it, I would have guessed could have been natural light as well, don't you think?
Yeah, yeah, it could have been natural light.
Mm. Yeah, so
This
see that's
that is
people
so
think, is it better to use natural light? Is it better to use other light? Really?
Everyone's circumstance is different. It's hard to say whether you are a traveling photographer or studio photographer or what kind of styling you want to achieve.
Mm,
Is it like you want to achieve similar to what I do? My style is more of a dramatic style, whereas Rochelle is totally different to me. But if I wanted to achieve Rochelle's style, I would be totally in a totally different lighting scenario.
mm,
Yeah, so it's very hard to say which one is better than what.
mm,
Everyone can utilize their expertise or utilize what they have to make a perfect photo.
mhm.
Yeah, so it's really hard.
Yeah,
To
'cause
me, I use both natural light and
yeah,
studio light
yeah,
because for the convenience.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, see, because Stacey uses two, like natural light and studio light, it doesn't really matter what you choose to use. I only chose to use natural light because that's where I started, and every studio I've had or every room I've had has always had good natural light, and I think it's easier for me as well. I don't want to have to go because I'm not very fluent with studio light. So if I was to use it, I actually have to sort of do my research a little bit and practice with it. And that feels like starting all over again to develop the same look of images that I want. So it's pretty much not the lighting if you're starting. I think it's just understanding, colors can clash together, like the red and the pink in this. Colors can clash, and colors on the skin can sort of give like a contrast. Sometimes,
yeah,
sometimes it depends on the baby's skin color. So if they're tanned, if they're dark, if they're white, if they're, it sometimes like I get a lot of Indian babies. And they're quite dark and they're complex. So a lot of mothers say to me, I want bright colors. So I try not to go way too bright. So I might choose a deep pink because I think it sits really nicely with their skin tone. And white Australian babies, I don't go like a pale pink because it'll make them look too paled. So everything sort of adds up to the completed image. Lighting, your colors, the way you pose, the props you use, the colors you use. I think that all incorporates the final into, to get the final result in your images.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
All right. You still on Instagram?
And
Are they asking anything? Oh my god, you're funny. Oh no, we had nine because Rashida did twice. She submitted. Okay, so Anna, is it Anna? Is it? Oh god, I'm really bad with pronouncing names. Anna. I don't know.
even worse.
Really bad. Annie. She's got Annie's World for her business name. Let's call her Annie. Hey Annie.
Okay,
All right, so I can quickly do this one. Annie, what does she want to know? So she wants to know about my lighting and all over composition. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, that's cute. I love these props. The moon. You've got those, Cece, the moon and the star.
yeah, the pillows.
Popular. Okay, so
Let me load up.
okay, I've seen these being posed, and usually they do the on the stomach. So, but there's no right and wrong way. I think with this though, I just feel like maybe the moon should be like a moon shape, like a crescent shape, rather than like that pillow, the way she's like positioned it. So I would have twisted the moon and maybe have the baby sort of the way you've posed the baby is when you twist the moon, it's really hard to explain. So you just pop the baby on the side of it. So it's like it's sleeping on the moon. That's how I would have posed it.
Yeah,
If I wanted the baby wrapped. Usually I always wrap the baby. Have you noticed, Cece? I never have a naked baby. I just because my sessions run so quick, so I find that baby's much settled in a wrap. So if I wanted to use this prop, that's how I would have done it. I would have had the moon as a crescent like that, and then had the baby sort of on it. So they can be wrapped, but sort of sleeping on it.
mm,
The bit of the star at the bottom is cut off. I maybe would have put the stars up a little bit. I would have fixed that wrap around the neck. But if you wanted to leave it like that, I would have just fixed the baby's. He's facing the light, but I would have moved his body just a little bit to the right. Do you think?
mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think I would have done that. That's all I can sort of see if you wanted to fix this image. Yeah.
I could point out the neck here. It's
Yeah.
like it's very loose. It's not much support.
Mm.
It's the top,
Too hard.
the most important thing you want to support is the neck.
Mm.
You want to stick something either behind the baby's neck or you wrap around so tight that the neck is not like wobbly.
Mm.
Mm.
Because the wrap can
And also,
support the baby's neck if you've wrapped
yeah,
it
yeah,
correctly. And I think
yeah,
that
correct.
pillow's so high, so the baby's like on an angle like that. So there's no
Yeah,
that's his neck, so there's no sort of support there. So either pop
yeah, yeah,
something behind the baby's shoulder and
yeah.
back, because it looks like she's photographed him on a like a vinyl backdrop or something. So
Yeah.
that's why. And I would have posed this on a not on any hard floor. I would have put the baby on something more, like a foam or something, or a backdrop, a beanbag backdrop if you've got, just so it's more comfortable for the baby, I think. Don't you agree?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind posing the baby on the floor, but if the baby is wrapped with a few layers, like a perfect bundle,
Mm.
so that there's a buffer in between the baby and the floor, the hard floor. You see what I mean? Not like,
You do like three wraps sometimes, like you really
mm,
put cushion.
I
And you
do.
use
And there's
um,
nothing
the
inside.
fluff stuff. So Cece uses the fluff stuff inside her wrap, and it gives that cushioning for the legs, the bottom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not a lot of people do that. So that's why when they see this sort of image, if you had done it, they probably assume it's just one wrap, when really it's not. Like Cece said, if you've wrapped with the baby comfortably and they have cushioning, so few wraps or that extra fluff on the bottom inside the wrap, then yeah, you could pose the baby on the floor. I'm just worried that's just one wrap, because you can see from the neck bit, it doesn't look like there's anything else. And
Yeah.
put the baby there. So you want to think of baby safety as well, I think.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Okay. Let's move on. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I've lost like the comments. I don't know where everyone is. Okay. So let's have a look. Dania. Here we go. Dania, my friend. Dania's my friend. So I've met Dania.
Bye.
She's doing really well with her cake smashes and newborns. So have a look. Okay, so she wanted to know, CC, she's just uploaded general all-round advice. Don't you just love Dania? She's like that. So give her general all-round advice.
Okay, let's see the photo. It's loading up.
Yeah.
I haven't been live on Instagram for ages.
Neither have I. I've been locked in
Just because,
months.
or I'm shooting, but
What?
because I've got my assistant shooting the vlog footage for me all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
My next topic is a vlog.
Can you see that? What's going on?
Yes, I can.
Okay. It's not showing up on Facebook though. Can
Hang on. It's lagging. Showed up and then it disappeared.
Yeah. Showed up, then it disappeared. Hang on. Oh, there we are.
Oh, I've got some Portuguese or Spanish going on in my comments. I don't know
Well, while you
what's
give
that about.
feedback.
You guys, I only speak and read Chinese and English.
I gotta learn.
Hi.
Can you see it now, Cece?
No, it's still the cloud, what I see.
Okay, give it a minute. I'm gonna go live too and just see if this works. Actually, put my phone there.
Yep, I can see the picture. Interesting. The baby's cute. I don't know the intention of that picture was just the zooming. What I would suggest is to pull out your camera and do an overall shot with the full bat and the full baby. And also
I think
a larger.
the close-up one. I think I've seen.
Sorry,
I think
close up.
it's just a close-up one. I think,
Oh,
yeah,
she intentionally shot a close up.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, then never mind.
You're so cute. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but you're right.
um,
Always pull back and take a wide shot so you
yeah,
get that backdrop. Yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. And I suppose she didn't use a wide open aperture. To me, I used f2. This image looks f5 and above, or even maybe f5 to me, because the background isn't blurred out. The reason why I use really wide open aperture is because that you have your focus is on the baby's face rather than everything else. Because you have a bit busy background, you don't want to be, you don't want the background to be too distractive. And there's so much element in here with the bed and the teddy bear. Yeah, so I would shoot f2 and below if I were you, so that you blur out the things you don't want to be in focus. In terms of the, hang on, I'll move my screen a little bit. In terms of the wrapping, it's good. However, I would suggest you show the fingers underneath the chin. Again, fingers are so important. You don't want to hide the fingers, so you want to present a sense of hands and the body, just without not just the baby's face. The face is cute, but the body part is important too. And the bonnet itself, it being pulled down too much, I would pull it. I would pull it up so we show a little bit of the baby's forehead.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and yeah, other than that, all fine. Oh, and hang on, there's not much texture outside on the baby's swaddle. It's probably because of the fabric itself. It doesn't have much texture, but to be a decorative layer, the outer layer is always a decorative layer. You want to have some sort of texture.
As in
the
top wrap.
Yeah, the top wrap.
Yeah.
And the teddy bear doesn't relate to the baby. It's being placed beside the baby. It doesn't relate. I would get a baby to cuddle the teddy bear, just so that they're sort of more together, more intimate. Yeah, all good.
Bloody stand. It went stiff. Okay. So, and did you talk about the angle? Even though it's a close-up shot, I just feel like it's not straight. Is that right? Or is it just me being picky?
Yeah, it wasn't being straight. It may be her purpose. It's not that on purpose. You don't have to always be like straight in dead center. You can tilt to 1/3, or you can tilt your angle a bit. I shoot this kind of like, if I was you, I would shoot straight down with the baby being in dead center, and then maybe make a more interesting angle by shooting from the side, placing 1/3 of the image, just to be more creative. Like some clients like being conservative, some people like being more creative. So I shoot a few shots.
That's true. You got to keep that in mind. You brought up that point because I've had clients before that say to me, "Oh, but
isn't in the middle."
Yeah, why isn't it in the middle? I'm like,
I'm
in the middle. I just want to change up other images for you so you could. Yeah, especially if they've never seen my work and they just somehow book without even checking out my work. That's when they get a little bit of, and some people are still old fashioned, so they like the, the usual old style studio setup sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We're almost done. So
Good.
Alexandra from Moment Photo, She wants to know for this image composition. I want to do something else. I think they're all the same. I think lighting, composition. I'm going to do this image from her. Lighting. I think she uses natural light. I can't remember. She's one of my long-term members.
Guys, too.
Oh, so cute. Okay, so lighting. Let's look. What's that there? All right, so lighting for this one, I think the lighting's quite nice. I like my images really bright. I turn away clients when they send me images of like a particular style where it's very dark, like browns and dark tones and a lot of contrast. I actually turn them away because I don't do that. I don't know how to do that because I've always been, shooting bright. So this is my kind of image. So I think that's nice. I do like the focus on this side because when I'm looking, I can see straight where the focal point, where you just, focusing on. The lips are nice as well. Although for me, it's a little bit too blurry, I think, from here on his his left eye. So yeah, but I think it's just the angle of the image that you've taken. So obviously he's sleeping on his side. I would have maybe moved myself around to the face, so I'm taking it downwards as well. But I think the you've come a long way, Alexandra. I've seen her progress, so she's doing really well. So this is a beautiful image. And I can see here, so if I zoom in, I could see like his skin texture, like how babies get those little, what are they called? The milk around the nose, the milk drop. What are they called?
I don't know.
I know they've got a name, but anyway, you can see those. It's quite nice and sharp. There we go. Is that how you zoom in? Okay. There you go. Can you see oh, that's too much. God, no. Okay. So those around the nose. So that's quite nice. I just would have changed the angle of how I would have shot it. Because here, I don't know, it looks like he's floating a little bit more than him sleeping on something. Don't you agree,
Yep.
Cece?
Yeah, I agree.
That's the only thing that sort of distracts me. That's pretty much it. But for lighting wise, I think it's quite good.
Context is important.
Exactly.
Where you place the baby in. You want to tell the story.
Yeah. All right.
That's a very big bonnet.
It is too, yeah. I think, and it cuts off here. It's one of those long, like, the long ones that come.
They call the sleepy cap.
Something. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. So I think we have the last one before we end. Pragrati. She's one of my long time, I should say, members. So she's doing really well as well, from India. So
Sharon says she sent an image today, but doesn't look like it's there.
Oh, really? It's probably she sent it before I'm going to refresh it. Try and upload it now, Sharon, and we'll refresh it after we finish this one. So let's do this one. So sibling posing, angle, and lighting. All for you, Cece.
Hang on, I haven't seen the picture yet. There's someone in the Instagram comments says if you want to send an image to have a look. Again, you guys, we are with Rochelle from the Newborn Photographer Society. This is a members image critique. So if you want to join us to be critiqued, and we have once a month. Next month I'll do in October, so feel free to check Rochelle out. She is right there, and the name of the group is called the Newborn Photographers Society. So you look her up on Instagram. I have tagged her a few times, and there's a link she has on her profile. You can join, and it's on my profile as well.
Mhm.
You can join, and we critique every month. Let's carry on with this one, and it's sweet. It's nice. Oh, I can see my backdrop. That's my background.
It is, yeah.
Nice job. Yeah, I like how the color is. Yeah, the color coordinates relates to the background. Good job. But the jeans, I wouldn't use the jeans with the floral kind of design. Maybe a dress, a red dress. The baby's dress is fine, but the toddler's jeans is. Sorry?
Is that a boy? The boy's jeans?
Oh, it's a boy. Yeah,
Girl, huh?
it's a boy. Never mind. But the jeans is not kind of matching the background. And the way how the boy or the toddler sits, you see the feet
Yeah.
in foreground. That kind of like it's a no for me. I would tilt the legs or maybe pose the baby on the toddler on his knees so that we're not seeing feet.
Yeah.
And then the baby sibling, I would remove the shoes. Shoes are a bit distracting in here, the overall setting. Yeah, the way how she grabs him, it's kind of like intense.
I would say this was a quick snap of them, I think.
Yeah, if it was a snap, then it's fine being behind the scene or something. But if she sent me to critique, I suppose she thinks it's a good image. To me, there's so many things to be critiqued. The posing pose for these two kids aren't perfect. The kiss is perfect by itself. But everything else you got to work on a bit, like the hands, the feet, and the legs, and the way how he poses himself, and also the background. You want to shoot maybe in the middle. If you want to add vignettes around the edges, put the flowers in the middle. Yeah,
I think.
that's about it.
Do you shoot though vertical? I kind of like the
Wouldn't mind. Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
horizontal landscape.
Yeah, horizontal is better, I suppose. With that, I think the reason why he shot horizontal is because the background isn't big. And you end up having a lot of things to Photoshop in post-production.
I agree.
And they were too forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it. If Sharon hasn't uploaded hers, I'm just going to quickly do a refresh of this.
Yeah. Yep.
And let's see. No, we haven't gotten anything. It's working. Hang on. No. So